She said, she says, how you going to intro this? How you, you know, it's a good idea, and what are you going to do with it? That was a question. And I'm just going to go ahead and field my idea. I think it's a necessity. I don't see how that we have made it as a human race, upright, standing, walking on two. I don't see how we made it to this point, and have not. Why there's not a business of this. Brilliant on my thinking, I'm sure that you will agree. Leave a comment. I was mowing that grass. Oh yeah, pull up that stool there and we'll talk about it. This right here is some more of them little fall fiesta. They're little cakes. Oh, I think they're little Debbie cakes. I'll show you something. Look at this. Let's talk about it. It's two cake things there, probably yellow cake mix, and it's got some chocolate cream filling in there. Don't have no cherries in it, and it got a chocolate icing on it. And can y'all see them little sparklies there? They're yellow and orange and red. I think I've seen another color in the past, but that's all on this one. So that'll be on the quiz. Yellow, red, orange. That's it. 3 colors. See if that question pops up on the next you know that show on television where they got that spy camera on them people? Julia Chan host, is it? That's a good looking woman right there. Just saying. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good right there. But I just wanted to show you that for future references. Put it when you let's look at this one right here. I don't think there's any reason to go any further. What it is, I've got it's break time. It's a little after 1 o'clock. Been mowing that grass there. It's not undue, so you know. It was the idea that I had as I was mowing the lawn on a riding lawnmower, and it dawned on me when I ran up against a fence line, and the mower that I was using, it was a loaner. For somehow all of my accreditations, my paperwork, you know what I mean, diplomas and such, I failed to go to riding lawnmower school. It's not available. I looked it up. There's no school that I have found that you can go and enroll for some money in this school, and there'll be more people there. That's what constitutes school. And the sole purpose of it would be to teach the operation of a riding lawnmower. And it would be like if you had enough money to get some lobbyists on your side, or a bunch of women, you know what I mean? They'd be getting it done, I'm talking about. But anyways, my idea was that I should go to school to learn how to ride this riding lawnmower. Because what happened, I got up early this morning. I had to make the decision with no guidance. I didn't have a book I could go to. No reference. I had not been to school. Nobody taught it to me. You know, in the morning when you... And that's unbelievable for me at this time in the amount of schooling that I went to. Obscure, nonetheless. But this right here, not to get sidetracked from this thing, is that it's a little Debbie cake. And you get a whole bunch of these in a box. And I'm just saying, when you open a box, this is the last one out of this box. The reason I'm bringing it to your attention. And I backed it up with 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 packs of them little, some kind of festive cakes, you know, for the holidays around fall. They got that orange and black color on the box. But they're pretty good. It's almost like one of these things right here without the cherry in it. It's got more icing in it too. It tastes different, but it's almost like it. So, you can put it off as long as you want to. But, man, that's good. Nothing but a little Debbie cake. You know, I don't know the facts of it. You know what I mean? I don't know how much salt it's got in it, or sodium. I've read it. So, at the point, like now, seems I have accepted the amount of sodium or salt or fat or whatever's in it, because they're pretty darn good. I'm just saying, they're pretty good. But back it up with a glass of milk on the side right there, because it can get a little dry tasting. But, you know, if I was doing a questionnaire on it, which even that lawnmower school, you could offer a cooking class for just a cooking class in general. Anyone that wanted to come to it would be eligible for whatever reason, if they could afford it. No freebies. But, and that would be the point of the school. If you would end up with the reasoning behind this, the way I laid out this serving plate right here, the way I laid that out, and there was some forethought there for sure. So the way I laid that out is, I put them 2 cakes on the stack over there, 1 single there and a single there and a single there. Now let's go ahead and finish off this. We'll save that piece right here. We're gonna save this. That's a good part right there. That's the center. But you're gonna say, I know you're going to leave a comment, and you would be right to do so. According, I know, eating with a mouthful. Okay. Somebody says, well, I seen his channel, but I didn't see no reason to leave a comment. But I hear a crow in the far-off distance, right over in them trees, I think. It's that time of year here in Middle Tennessee. I've been going about 2 months. That was the reason for the yard mowing. So, but the layout, it's for the season, the coming up on the fall season. You see, I've got the chocolate with them festive color sprinkles on there that are for the season. I don't think y'all can see that. Maybe. Let's get in the sunlight. They're really good. But it's got that cream stuff in there. I'm just saying, I chose the color of the chopsticks with intent. You just don't, when you're cooking, presentation's everything. That's one of the first things that you learn in cooking school is presentation. I mean, you can burn a nig, but if you present it right, you can get by with it, you know. I'm just saying, you can work with it. So, I'm just saying, you know, it don't matter what diet you on. Every now and then, you know, I don't think it's out of line, occasionally, to get yourself a box of these Little Debbie cakes. I mean, you're just well when you sit down, you think, I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some good advice. Write this in on that blank page in there. Boy, them's good. These right here, that's them cheese. It's the cheap ones, but that's them little cheese crackers, store brand. Cost you about a third of what them other brand cost you, and they're just as good. But you know, all I'm saying, it's pretty good, and it goes with the fall season. It does have. I'll tell you something else too. These right here. Oh, there's some of that jelly part. Right up there, I'm gonna get that. These right here. These crackers. They have a pretty good cheese in them. I'm just saying, pretty good cheese. The Mower School. I feel after today's lawnmower session that I had with a borrowed lawnmower, and one of the things that was in my favor is I'll tell you something else. I would not recommend using a simulator. You know what I mean? Teaching how to ride a lawnmower in a classroom would be pretty much useless. You know what I mean? Even if you build a riding lawnmower on a machine, and you could go to the point and do that in order for a sales gimmick. Go on late night television, and here you have got this little, it's like a saddle. They're already in production. It's like a rocking horse. It's a little quarter operated amusement park ride, standalone, out on the corner. Some 5 and dimes had them years ago. But all it was on this machine is a saddle. And the kid gets on there. Oh, you see them in your rural back road areas. I don't think they're mainstream. But the little kid gets on it. And it has a little thing on the side of the electric box over there that you, as a parent, can override and regulate the speed of the rocking of the horse on the little machine base. You can control the speed. And I'm not suggesting it any ways to turn it up past 10. You know what I mean? Just don't do it. I mean, totally too fast, even for a grown-up. Can't be done. It's already been proven it can't be done. So don't even try for it. Aerodynamics or something. You know what I mean? That whiplash effect. You know, that was the reason. I'll tell you what. I don't know where. Okay. Hit pause and get a snack and come on back. Some soft music playing in the background. I suggest I suggest something, let's go with some Japanese, easy listening, something on a harp or something. Key it up there, turn it down low, and I'm just saying, these little things are good. But see, there was several, I mean, at this point, even with just one session on my own, and how many mistakes I made with this riding lawnmower, you know, I'm thinking big time. Go for a chain of schools. You know, to be offered in conjunction with you. Let's say your local high school, because that's when I should have learned how to operate a riding lawnmower. I should have did it way back then, but didn't. So I'd be willing to go to school now, you know, with a accredited instructor for sure. I just wouldn't want somebody that lived down the street, you know what I mean? But even myself, like I say, and it's my idea, but I'm going to pitch it out there. You know what I mean? The way fate has been this last couple of months, the way fate has come and went, or as let's say turn of events. And in the world that we live in today, to have a lawnmower school is nowhere near out of the norm, out of the, because I think even, I mean, this idea could go as far as the manufacturer. Let's say Murray Lawnmower, or whoever else makes lawnmowers out in the other world today. I have no idea, because all of them looks like, except they're just a different color. You know what I mean? And riding lawnmowers, I'm ignorant to riding lawnmowers. I know nothing about them. I just never did. I've owned them, but I've never mowed the grass with one. And you know, to set me free on a riding lawnmower with no training, that's not good. I mean, I went underneath a low limb on the get-go. I mean, the first, you know, you cut the edge around close to the woods, and here I am going around there at full throttle, cutting a real fine edge to the point where that I wouldn't have to go back and weed eat that area. You know what I mean? That's a pretty fine edge right there. You're working close. Anyways, I was paying attention to that, and you know, immediately, I mean, we too close, and the amount of velocity that I have built up in my machine, said riding lawnmower, we ain't going to stop before I hit that limb. You know what I mean? So what do you do at that point? Do you tense up or what? Whew. It happens to suffice that you don't have the time to do it. Even if you... That limb was coming so fast, and it should be taught in school to be on guard for low-lying limbs. I mean, it's common sense, but yet it wasn't. And that's all school is these are really good. There's teaching you stuff. So I'm suggesting, instead of shopping this idea to the local school people, administrators, higher ups, go maybe, I mean, I'm not going to send the paperwork in, but if they send me a ticket, I would go and pitch it. Well, it wouldn't take very much. I'd sell the idea really cheap. Send me a couple of bucks and it's yours. But I don't think it would cost very much. Even if you went for the buck and saddle as an advertising gimmick in each branch. And all it's there for is to bounce you around so that you'll know how it feels to ride on a riding lawnmower. I mean, they got some springs on them, but my, if you got up some speed in a pretty ruddy lawn, it'll wear you down towards the end of the day. Go. I mean, if you're the guy that's got a 0 lot line property, no more than a, let's just say on your deed, it's like 0.02 acres. If that's what your deed says, you know, you don't need no lawnmower. You know what I mean? Just go out there and cut it by hand. I'm just saying, you get on up there some acreage, and you ride a lawnmower. Even to be suggested to a, let's say, just a minor 10-point checklist on the safety of the lawnmower. You know, I did find out one thing about it though. You can't get off of it without a motor quit running. It must have some kind of infrared light on it, the best I can tell. When you break that light beam, I'm not sure it's a laser. I'm not sure how it works. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, I am too. I really know about that. Honestly do. I was just going to take the easy way out and plead ignorance and not have to explain it. But that little switch underneath that seat, little snap switch, when you get off of it, it goes up and makes contact and grounds out the engine. Very simple in its operation. It's the safety switch on that lawnmower. That way you can't get off and the lawnmower go running down the street yonder or down the hill. You know, for safety. So, at that point, if I was the instructor in the class, I was teaching you how to use a riding lawnmower. That would be one of the first things I would tell you. Do not disengage that switch there. So many of them are. I mean, I have one in the back there that, I'm not going to say who done it, but it don't have no seat switch on it. You know, on and off it will. But I guess the point that I'm making is that switch is important enough to, I would say, I'd venture to go ahead and bet a couple of dollars. You know, in my world, a $2 bet, you know, what would that be equal to if Tiger Woods made a bet in comparison to him and me? You know, it's a struggle to get up $1 for a lottery ticket. You know, then you only got 50% interest because it costs $2 each. You have to get a friend to give you $1 and you both of you go in as half on it, you know. I mean, you can work it out. You know, 4 people go in at 50 cents each. You know, man, you got to have the ticket to win. And, you know, if you win a quarter of, like 70 million, you know, you can buy some more lottery tickets. But somebody's going to win it. That's all I'm going to say about that. No, I will. I'll add something to that. I've had some coincidence here lately that has been lining up correctly. So, you know, the least I can say is if I was to hit that lottery for a large sum of money, you know, like $2,000, go minimum on $2,000. If I actually hit the lottery, I could go up there and cash my ticket in for cash money in hand, and it come to $2,000 tax paid. You know, I can truthfully say that we'd probably have us a Winnie roast here. You know what I mean? I could buy some hot dogs and hamburger buns, you know. Yeah, I could do that with a $2,000 lottery winner. I mean, somebody else would have to start the fire, you know what I mean? But just a small, modest fire in the fire pit. You know. Oh, let's say that I budgeted $50 for the a cookout here in the backyard. I mean, everybody be invited. You know, if you wasn't doing nothing and the newsman caught wind of it on the day that it was happening, you were sitting there at the house, just get in the car and come on over here. You know, man, it's good.